Imagine a world where you are suddenly free after generations of bondage, filled with hopes for self-sufficiency and family reunification. Yet, almost immediately, a new set of laws emerges, designed to shackle your aspirations in a different way. This was the harsh reality for newly freed African Americans after the Civil War. Black codes were a series of restrictive laws passed by Southern states immediately following the Civil War, and their primary aim was to control black labor and mobility, effectively seeking to restore aspects of the slave-based economy. These codes were designed to ensure a subservient black workforce, crucial for the South's agricultural economy, after the abolition of chattel slavery. The core mechanism of control lay in their legal framework, which exploited the freed people's lack of resources and social standing. Vagrancy laws, for example, made it illegal for black individuals to be unemployed, compelling them to accept labor contracts or face fines, imprisonment, or forced labor. Apprenticeship laws allowed state courts to assign black children to white employers, often their former enslavers, under conditions akin to indentured servitude. Moreover, these codes restricted black people from owning or leasing land, forcing them into sharecropping or other dependent agricultural labor arrangements, and barred them from certain trades or occupations, limiting their economic independence. Practically speaking, these laws meant that freed African Americans had very little choice in their employment or where they lived. If a black farmer tried to negotiate for better wages or leave an exploitative landowner, they could be arrested for vagrancy. A parent might lose their child to a forced apprenticeship if they could not prove sufficient means to support them, or if local officials deemed them unfit. These legal structures systematically channeled black labor back into the agricultural sector, often under exploitative conditions that resembled slavery. A particularly insidious aspect was the convict leasing system, which emerged directly from these codes. Instead of holding those convicted of vagrancy or petty crimes in traditional prisons, states would lease out their labor to private entities, such as plantations, mines, or railroads. These leased laborers, predominantly black men, endured brutal conditions, often worse than slavery, as there was no economic incentive for their temporary employers to maintain their long-term health. This system created a powerful profit motive for mass incarceration and maintained a steady supply of forced labor. Ultimately, the black codes were a deliberate attempt to reassert racial hierarchy and economic control in the post-emancipation South. By legally limiting the options of black citizens, these codes effectively reconstructed a system of economic dependence and social subordination, laying the groundwork for many decades of racial inequality and injustice that followed in the form of Jim Crow laws.